Parnell here. Christine Maynard here.
Tracy Hayes here.
I'm going to open up the public hearing at 6:02. Yes. So, this paper here, I will tell you to start off that the town budget is, our tax cap for 2026 is $2,777,178. Our proposed budget is coming in at $2,635,169. So we are $142,050 under the tax cap, and we are $87,595 under last year's budget. As you got that in your school board. Thank you.
Silly talk, responsible budgeting.
You must get all the information you needed.
Well, I mean, that right there helps.
But
Start things off.
everything's broken down, so we know where it's all going. We don't
Do
get
you
that.
have ESPs to those? Can you look at them?
I do, actually.
Well, it's nice to see that everything is open and transparent, and if we ask a question, we get an answer.
Yeah. Go.
What's all these action buttons?
Go.
This one.
Try it in the last meeting. I'll go to the seat.
You think of color.
Wait a minute.
How much did that cost?
600,000.
Does anybody have any questions about the budget?
So for this that you're giving us, the increase for EMS coverage, when you staff, are you staffing with the dual certified?
Correct.
So you're really not just getting EMS coverage, we're getting fire and EMS?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the primary goal, obviously, right now, as we progress, is getting the ambulance staff appropriately. So that's kind of what the primary goal is. Obviously, our fire coverage is easier to come by. We have more firefighters than we have EMS providers. So getting the ambulance staff appropriately is our biggest priority right now. So as we start to work towards that, as I explained, trying to take kind of smaller bites of the apple, I guess, every year rather than a huge increase in one year, just trying to keep things a little more manageable. As we essentially started with a budget for a department that wasn't really able to cover the calls, and now we're at a point where we're covering more than 90% of our calls, so it takes more money to do that essentially, and so we're kind of, one of our biggest coverage gaps right now is weekend days, so this will allow us to staff Saturdays, and then hopefully next year we can move on to staff Sundays as well during the day, and so that'll really fill in those coverage gaps that we have right now.
How much money have you been able to recoup in reimbursement for running the ambulance?
Well, we were up year over year 226% on ambulance revenue last year. So I don't have the exact number with me. I can certainly get that for you. But it was 226% increase year over year from the previous year on revenue. So
I know it was a huge struggle back when I was on the board for however many years ago it was. Like they were getting almost nothing for reimbursement.
yeah, so we're doing quite well again. I don't want to give you any exact numbers. I don't have it on me, but it is a dramatic increase in revenue. So we're especially we're staffing. I'm a paramedic, so when we have a paramedic level call, our ambulance billing rate is tremendously higher at the medic level. So our average billing for a medic call is $2,000 versus a BOS call is $400. So there's a tremendous increase in that.
That's huge because all that money goes back into the revolving fund, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Or into the ambulance.
Or the ambulance revolving
Yes.
fund.
Yeah, and that allows us to provide some offset as well to shortfalls that we may have, but it's going to help us kind of fill the gap until we get where we need to be in the budget.
The ambulance revolving fund, it was set up to not just cover for staff, but also for the, was it for the ambulance itself that it was help
equipment,
replacement?
yeah, equipment replacement, as well as staffing.
Just so you,
That for quite a while.
just so you know what he's talking about, they're asking for a $25,000 increase in the shift pay line.
5,000?
25,000, which will still keep us well below the tax cap.
But I would probably dare say what they've gotten in reimbursement is probably close to that.
Oh, tremendously more than that.
Or, yeah, so it's,
Yeah, and so that's gonna help us kind of build up, over time to make it where we need to be.
Okay. So obviously, there's a 227%, you've had quite a few calls for service, obviously.
Yes.
Approximately 150.
Yeah, we did about 160 minutes also last year.
Really?
And I will note that we got notification this past year from Middleton stating they are no longer paying, they are no longer charging us if they have to go out on calls, true mutual aid. Because
Finally.
we're actually able to
Thank you.
go and cover their calls, which we have done and we've done for Farmington. So, and the other point to, what the chief was speaking to is, we actually had to withdraw some funds from the ambulance revolving account to cover the shift coverage. So this is trying to negate having to do that next year.
Right, Middleton was charging us that 50.
Yes.
Yeah.
and at one point, I don't know if it was, I think it was 2 or 3 years, at one point, the bill to Milton was, for the whole year, was about 30,000. That,
Charged
at
us.
least, for the full year.
Plus they get the money back from the,
Yeah. So they charge us for a call, and then they were getting, they were able to build the insurance. So it was like they were winning in both ways. So they made over 30,000 all across 1 year. So like the 25,000 increase, I look at it as an investment, especially with his plan, and then the money that we recoup from insurances,
Pays
it's,
for itself.
yeah.
The town is growing, whether people like it or not, so we need it.
Well,
Yeah,
and-
and, the unfortunate reality of the days of volunteer ambulances are over.
yeah, they've been over for 10 plus years, unfortunately.
I know the population of the town back in the day, we were like around 1850. Mark, do you have any idea what the population now is here in town?
No, it's under 2,000. So I think it's maybe 18.
That was just a curiosity. I mean, we still have an aging
Yeah.
population here. You get people moving in, stuff like that, so, you know.
It was 2023, it was 1851. So that's
Still,
so it hasn't grown much.
Feels like it's growing.
But, you know,
all these new houses, they just really going.
Well, that's 3 years ago, so.
That's true.
Maybe a little bit older.
I can only go up to 2,000 by now.
So just so we're clear, we're looking for the line that's the EMS shift pay, which is the 4250-07 EMS, would go from $71,820 to $96,820. That's a $25,000 increase. Did you do that right, Sierra?
I mean, my comprehension's working today, so yeah.
Wait,
What's that number again? Sorry.
$96,820.
so instead of the 71,
Yeah, instead of 71,820, it'll become 96,820. You'll go into that specific line. And then your bottom line will increase by 25.
And like I said, that's 142,050 under the tax cap, so that still puts us well over 100,000 under, so.
Can you verify one, what you have
That's
the
one
bottom
reason
line on your?
we should have done it.
Over there. We got this.
On which paper?
years ago.
On this, I'm on what we agreed to, I just want to make sure I have the right number.
One of these prints out.
217.
Isn't it 2,153,000?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's that number.
Years it had that much.
So 1 minute, I just want to add,
I,
so that's what I would.
do we have any extra copies? Danielle, is there any extra copies?
I have, you give it to them.
Just so you know.
You're not allowed to
go
put
there
it
and go, you can have electronic version.
You can have it.
That you would be, unless you can't get anything else besides that.
All right, what was that number again?
It'll be 2,178,487.
2,178.
Chief, are you expecting the number of shift calls to go more than last year, or the shift pay to be increased above what last year was? More shifts covered, or?
Yes, absolutely. And then the goal essentially with this increase would be to staff. Right now we're staffing Monday through Friday during the day. And the goal is to add Saturday. We're trying to kind of build our way up. The reality is we need 7-day coverage, but it's not a fiscally responsible way to do it all at once. So we're just trying to build up. I'm trying to build it up over time until we can get really where we need to be and do it in a manageable fashion, I guess, for the budget.
I see, okay.
That's the goal, is we get Saturday this year, we'll be Sunday next year, and then that will kind of be where we need is the goal. And then obviously, then we'll continue to expand the hours that are recovered and things like that. But this will help us fill our biggest coverage gaps right now.
What are your hours during the week?
8 to 4 right now. So right now we're staffing Monday through Friday 8 to 4. Often I'm one of the 2 people working, sometimes I'm not. But the goal is to get to the 6-day coverage this year, and we have quite a few per diem members now that are working and covering those shifts, so most of those day shifts are filled. But Saturdays and Sundays, as Andrea can attest to, are pretty challenging during the day to get coverage. So that's kind of where we're trying to work towards right now.
And is this not something you had anticipated doing earlier?
No, it's kind of, since I've started over the last year, we had no coverage during the days. So we've gone from nothing to now we have Monday through Friday, and I'm just trying to build it up in a kind of.
No, I just meant you didn't request it earlier.
I submitted a tax cut compliant budget, and then I did submit an issues and options page with it. I'm not sure if that got.
Yes.
Later on, so and that was in that.
That might have been before you came on, Tracy.
Yeah, okay.
No, I
saw it,
You're the
yeah.
tax staff.
No, he's actually, I mean, from where you guys, from where the department was a couple of years ago to where you guys are now is almost night and day. And the way you've done it and have done it responsibly and have come up with a plan is, I think,
Boy, I can say that too.
I wish more people would think like that, because it was the right thing to do for the department and for the town and for everybody across the board.
You've done an excellent job.
Yeah,
Thank you
and
very
I
much.
mean, it's, with the budget you have and what you have accomplished, I wish other people would take note of that. But I mean, I can say that the rest of the town side has done a very fiscally responsible job working with what they have. So I appreciate it, because when I was selectman, it was a huge struggle and trying to bang my head up against the wall, trying to figure out how we were going to keep the taxpayer money in the town versus paying another town. Especially the amount of money that we were paying another town, and it was just for one call, when that money could have been utilized. But how do you get bodies when they're not around? So I appreciate it as a resident, and
Thank you.
I mean, not really. I like that they're moving lines.
yep, cleaning it out. So, I mean, can we vote on that now, or?
Well, we have to
or
read the warrants, right? 'Cause
What I
Can
would suggest is you vote on the operating budget, bottom line, and then go through and do your warrant articles.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think there's absolutely nothing.
I mean, we've gone over this budget, we've gone over it, it's not like it's brand new to us or anything.
No, and everything's been answered to us over the year.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel comfortable making a motion that we increase the EMS line, make sure I say it right, the EMS shift pay line, the 4215-07, increase it to 25,000 to make it the $96,820. That was a motion.
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Any other questions on this budget? Anybody, Tracy, do you have any other questions? No?
How did you guys manage to stay below the budget and the cap, especially with the trash contract? You guys are so,
Because when you take into account the tax cap, it takes into account the operating budget, the warrant articles, and any unassigned fund balances that you use. And then it's based off of that. I mean, it was all, that paper you have in front of you, this shows the tax cap and how we're moving. That was sent over to legal for them to verify what the tax cap would be for this year. And so it was a pleasant surprise when we got it back. I will say that, you know, the town funding the full amount of the fire truck certainly helped us with the tax cap this year.
yeah.
So, because all of that unassigned fund money is used towards our tax cap, to calculate the tax cap.
Well, take note of that for the next
Well,
time.
right, because we figure we had a big increase on the garbage, and we had like 13%, 13% increase on the insurance. And I mean, when I say insurance, I mean the property liability, all of those. You know, nothing ever gets cheaper, it always gets more expensive, unfortunately.
So we put on this. This is the operating budget. Okay, the operating budget. So we're gonna vote on that. Do we have a motion? Motion to vote on this?
Yeah, what was it in total? If
2,178,487.83.
400 and what?
87.
Round it up.
We have enough on the legal line.
Yes. Legal for which, regular town legal, planning board legal, ZBA.
Yeah, whatever we're over and that's.
ZBA, you will see that, you will see some additional, you will see an additional warrant articles. Oh, yes.
So they also said 3.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it's
Yeah.
where?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. And we have a motion.
That's gonna be in a second warrant.
Do we have a motion to accept the operating budget?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the operating budget. Do I have to say the whole amount again? $2,178,487.83. On to the next.
All in discussion?
What did you say?
Discussion.
What did you say, 2 million?
$2,178,487.83.
Yes, that's $4 million less than the school budget. If you will.
So it's the
Just have to
bottom
let it
line.
in.
2 million.
I'm just stating facts, okay? Facts, not feelings.
Just so she knows that we added the 25,000.
Yeah.
So say that again?
Not on that one.
So if that passes, what would you put
Yeah,
tax
on that one.
without?
For just the town side?
Yes.
I bet you
Sorry.
it's
So it's 20, we added $25,000 to this one here.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, I kept looking at the numbers going, that doesn't make sense.
That's without the water.
Gotcha.
So, did you guys vote? Yeah?
Yeah.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Jim, aye.
Oh, wait a minute, they're voting. I just want to account so I can put it in the book, because I need to go over the DRA stuff.
Oh, yeah. Normally I would vote against this because I voted with the school, with the town, for the budget school, for the board of selectmen, but because this increase was just added on. The school board voted. There's ours too.
So, second, 6.
Okay. Yeah. Are you okay with it, Tracy?
Yeah.
Okay. You got that, Robin?
6 and a half.
Okay. Okay. Now, on to it.
you'll discuss it, and you vote on it. You can't change it, alter it, it's just whether you recommend it or not, that's all.
So 3 through 7 are the town budget articles? Okay, so we're starting with 8?
Well, you're starting with the one that says,
Article 8.
$200,000 one.
Yeah, that's
Article 8, Article 8, okay.
Article 8, see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $200,000 for the purpose of road construction, maintenance, and paving. This is a non-lapsing appropriation pursuant to RSA 32:7. Will not lapse until road construction and paving is completed or December 31st, 2030, whichever is sooner.
I'll make,
Majority vote required, tax rate, 54 cents. And this is one that we require.
I'll make a motion to accept the article as written.
Second. Board of Selectmen recommends 5.
This is the same old one that we do every year.
Yes, this is one we do every year. It's in, you know, whatever section of road that we can afford, with $200,000, what we do, I believe they're going to do, it might be, I don't know speak.
I heard Silver Street, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know, yeah, you have to ask.
I'd be okay with that.
Dan said New Durham and Silver.
Yeah, see? That would be good.
I'd like to see some asphalt on my road.
Well,
I'm one of those fancy lake people, you know. I'd like to fancy it up a little bit more with some asphalt.
Yeah, you have to pay more on tax rate.
Exactly.
That's because we bought the right
Well, my
spot.
assessment
Oh,
too.
that was your choice.
Well, you know, had I known then what I know now,
Exactly.
I would have maybe gone to the acreage. I'll make a motion to recommend,
We already did
or
that.
I already accepted it, so.
Yeah, you are, somebody recommended, somebody accepted.
Yeah, I accepted it.
Yeah, now you just vote on what you're recommending it on.
Okay.
Yep.
Recommend?
Yes. Aye.
Aye.
Do we have to one by one say our name, address? First child.
Article 9, see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 to be added to the Highway Department Vehicle Capital Reserve Fund previously established. Majority vote required, tax rate is 50 cents, and the selectmen recommends 5.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second it.
And again, this is a normal one that we put out there every year.
I don't know, I think you guys.
No, it's common sense to do it, so.
To vote to recommend?
Yep.
Aye.
Aye.
Article 10, see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $13,000 to be added to the reevaluation capital reserve fund previously established. Majority vote required. Tax rate 4 cents. Board of Selectmen recommends 5.
I'll make a motion to accept the article.
Again, this is one that we do every year because we have to be reevaluated every 5 years, so this is the cost.
We all recommend this? Good with the vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Article 11, see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $5,000 to be added to the self-contained breathing apparatus capital reserve fund previously established. Majority vote required. Tax rate 13%.
It's .01. Sorry.
I have changed
Yes.
it, I'm going to just put it as a penny because
.01.
see, I had to have a reader.
Thank you for that. The Board of Selectmen recommends 5.
I'll make a motion to accept the article.
I'll second. We do this one every year.
Does the chief think it's going to be enough where he's hoping to increase?
He's aware of the articles and this, he did not ask for anything different on this one.
Okay. Move to vote?
All in favor?
motion to approve the article as written.
I'll second it.
What is this fund for?
If we have a disaster in town, we just have some, we have to buy, some boiling water, we have to, there's. Tell me how much is in there. Because of last year. We have approximately $20,800 in there, so.
I say move to vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Article 13, see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $25,000 to be added to the fire department replacement vehicle capital reserve fund previously established. Majority vote required. Tax rate 7 cents. Board of Selectmen 5 and 0.
I'll make a motion to accept the article as written.
I'll second it.
How much is in this fund?
Probably like if you buy the fire truck, they drew it down, so now we're starting kind of back with zero.
How much of the fire truck were they able to buy with
They
that?
took 144 out of the capital reserve, and it was 300,000. It was actually 515, so whatever the amount is. Sorry, I don't know.
So a good portion paid.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, they basically drained it all down, for the most part.
Clearly it did its job. So, I say move to
Yes.
Yes. Aye.
Aye.
Yes. Article 14, see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 to be added to the public safety complex capital reserve fund previously established. Majority vote required. Tax rate 3 cents. Board of Selectmen recommends 3 to 2.
I make a motion to accept the article as written.
I'll second it. Why did only three?
I voted for, and there were 2 who were against it, neither one of them were here, so I don't know what the reason is.
Who said no?
I mean, I could go out.
Keep watching, Tracy did.
Okay. How much money do we have in that?
You should, yeah.
What is this? We have 52,000, 52,000, because we put in 10,000 last year. What is it used for? It's
Safety
for
complex.
future, it's for basically a
So-
future public safety complex.
So it'd be kind of like what Farmington has.
Yeah.
Eventually, people don't want to hear this, but eventually that's going to be the smartest way to go because that fire department building, it's going to cost more to upgrade it, especially if we need to do night. If you have to have staff there at nighttime, there's no place to put those people. So to match what like DOL standards and everything else, it's like, why would you spend double the money to upgrade all of these buildings when you could just put one building and do kind of what Farmington did? And pretty much the majority of all the towns and cities all around, that's what they're doing because it's cost effective in the long run. Joe knows about it.
Back when I slept like that, we spent like $70,000 to bring that highway department building, re-insulate it, all new electrical and stuff like that. It's still an old building. No pole barn, for God's sakes. They put concrete and make a floor out of it. And for years and for years, we've been talking about a safety complex and all this other stuff. The $52,000, the capacity $62,000, okay? The cell tower money still coming into that fund or not? That's a-
Well, this is public safety, there's a different fund, that's the highway
okay,
department.
okay.
Yes. Yeah, and
So-
that money, the cell phone tower money is coming in, it is going to the highway department.
Highway, okay. So, but that would go in like, it's a safety department building. and you put the
Yes,
highway-
down the road, they could, yes, you could kind of combine the two.
Well, my point is, you're looking at a minimum of $2 million to do a safety complex. conservative, I think. You know? You're never gonna get there by doing this little bit of money. It's never gonna
You
get
can't
there.
change numbers here, though.
I know. I
In
know.
a town meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so. You know where I'm gonna go with this on the March meeting? No, yeah, how much is in the capital reserve fund? You know? The other side,
We gotta keep going, Joe, because there's, we're gonna need some money from the other stuff. I don't disagree with it. I mean, but I don't know. how
Keep
soon-
going,
I
some
don't
on
know
the
how
same
soon
thing,
it's gonna
too.
happen.
I can, the Tammy and I were talking. We moved in here into the house in November. And the first March, we came to our first town meeting, not knowing anything, how it worked, whatever. Never attended one in my life. What we talked about then? That's 24 years ago.
Well, and it's one of those, right, it's always one of those things where the shift goes, you talk about it, and then you get a different board in, and they're like, no, we don't see this ever happening in our time, so it kind of gets pushed to the side, and then, you know, from my standpoint, I can just give you my point of view. I'm trying to look down the road and say, we need, even if we have 50,000, at least it's something that's better than nothing, you know? I mean, if we can try and build it up eventually. Right, and it's not to say that we have that in there, we can't combine it, depending on what kind of building we're looking at to build, we can pull from the highway,
My
building
last-
fund or whatever.
My
So,
last year, slightly, we've done all the work, we figured it out, and we had relatively, like $1.2 million that we could pay towards the building. We had to set up a profile bank, they were to give us a loan, a low interest loan. And basically, what would have happened is the cell tower money would have paid for that balance of that loan. Unfortunately, one of the representatives at the time on the board of selectmen decided that he wanted to go with all the big fancy builders, and he priced it off the market. It didn't have to be that way. And he was not here to talk about it at the time of the meeting. He went on vacation to Europe. So having said that, I wasn't going to speak to it because I didn't agree with it. John Hodges, with the other selectmen, he didn't agree with it, so he would speak to it. So it's a done deal. It's like anything else. I get tired of things being kicked down the goddamn road like that. We got to make a decision here. Town is growing. There's a need, okay? Obviously with the school, there's a need. I mean, without the highway, stuff like that, nothing functions.
right.
Roads don't get plowed, fire department, police, they don't go anywhere, school doesn't go anywhere. So it's all relative. So, you know, it would make common sense to have one building for everybody. You know, take these other ones, get rid of them, tear them down, put your room over here. So, I don't know.
I
Just
agree.
venting, I guess.
I agree.
I don't move on, I guess. I'll shut up until March.
It's a process, Joe, and I don't disagree with you. You need to put the steps in place to see, to eventually get that data. We just need to go back.
That's what you have to do when you're planning for.
Well, I mean, anyone at town meeting can go ahead and make the motion to increase it.
Okay, we can.
Right, and you
At
want
that
to be
time.
careful, because this one is a tax impact. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's not on the sign, but so it will have a tax impact if you increase it, which is fine, but I just want to throw that out there.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know how much you unassigned fund balance. But, having said that, it's usually somewhere close to $1 million. Okay? Give or take. Usually a little bit more than that. As slightly, we always kept $600,000 in it, just what if something happens as an emergency. Okay? So you take the rest of that, is taxpayer money, why would we not move that money into this reserve to have it there? Now it'll boost the damn thing up. Now see, spend it, but at least it's closer to, we're closer to the goalpost than you were. You put $10,000 into it. I guarantee I'll bring it. And there's no, and the thing is, it does not have the tax, it does not impact the tax rate because it's under unsigned reserve balance, you know? So, I'll bring it up.
Who's the vote?
Oh, I thought we voted. Oh, yeah, no, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
We're
We were discussing, move vote?
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye. I'm glad you're here, Joe, because it's usually me that goes off on things like that.
All right, Article 15.
I know. Well, you know what? When I get all my questions answered and I don't have to fight for them, that's what happens.
Makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know.
To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 to be added to the medical equipment capital reserve fund previously established. Majority vote required. Tax rate 3 cents. Board of Selectmen recommends 5 no.
I'll make a motion to accept the article as written.
I'll second it.
How
Is
much
this
is,
the one that was established last year or the year before?
Yes.
so there's not much in there?
So it's only like 10,000.
Yeah.
What is it, like 10 or 20,000?
We always speak to what the balance was last year, with that and what other ones have taken out. It would have 30,000 in it, but it could be less any deductions that they, you know.
So is this a warrant article that would help fund the AED? Or not the AED, okay.
This one, I think, is just regular medical, and as it gets used more, so that's why I say be cautious of like that 30,000 each, because we probably use money out of it, we're going to receive the money back from, you know, we have to get that money back from the trustees and whatnot, so it's a process, so.
Is this equipment for the ambulance?
Yes, or, yeah, Andrew can speak to that better than I can.
Yeah. But there is a separate warrant article.
Yes, yep, that I do know, yeah, that's fine.
Did you guys buy that yet, the Zoll?
Not yet. Tell me.
Yeah, I did,
We haven't gotten there
it
yet?
hasn't been appropriated.
They're expensive.
No, I don't know. What are they like?
Oh, again.
Aye.
Article 16, see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $37,640 to be added to the Highway Department Capital Reserve Fund previously established. Said funds to come from the unassigned fund balance, no amount to be raised from taxation. Majority vote required, Board of Selectmen recommends 5 no.
I'll make a motion to accept the article as written.
I'll second it.
What was this for?
This is the cell phone tower money that comes in. We have to vote on it. I don't know why it can't be directly deposited in here, but we're told from DRA that it has to be voted on at town meeting, to set up and agree upon that the money from the income from that would go to that capital reserve fund. But that's the amount we received in the year, $37,640.
And what is this
So
fund
we did
used
add
for?
we added a new carrier.
Yes.
New carrier got added, so as new carriers get added on, the price goes up.
So back to Joe's conversation, it was 25,000 that you were looking to add to the building fund?
It's 10. The complex, the public safety complex?
Yes.
10.
Can you fund an article in 2 ways? Can you do one from partially
I don't know,
taxation?
that's a question, good question, I don't know.
And then-
We will have legal at the town meeting, so they should be able to answer that
You could
question.
do 10,000 for taxation and then do 37,000, whatever that was. Whatever that amount is that you.
37,000.
But you could also do in, like next year, you could say, we're gonna take the money out of there, put it in the general fund, then the next article would say to put money from Amazon into the public safety.
I just wondered if Joe would spend up.
You can't change the intent of the warrant.
I know you can,
Yeah.
intend, but you should change the amount that you're raising and appropriating.
Yes, and
My
I
question is, can you raise and appropriate from 2 different, like,
don't
one from
know.
taxation?
Yeah, I don't, if that one's, yeah, I don't know that.
You know, you remember that 10% will do it, so.
But if it's for the
But
unreserved.
if we're still, well, no, because unreserved is the, because the unassigned, because it's part of counts of the tax cap. But we're still under the tax cap by less $25,000 than you upped it there.
And it's still almost 125,000.
What's this fund used for right now?
So it goes, this money comes from this cell phone tower income, it's going into the highway department capital reserve fund, which is, what was it, its initial intent was to fund a new highway department
more money are we looking to get from them? Now that they, the cell phone tower?
It'd be this amount every, it's this amount, it will increase each year.
Oh.
That's what we get. Last year, I think it was 28,000, this year it's 37 next year.
Is that because of the, also with the extra carrier?
Yeah, they added carriers last year.
So they're looking at adding more, you know?
It's taken
It would be nice,
like
I mean.
7, 8 years
it
to,
would-
more than one.
Well, how much is the other side fund balance?
How much, I don't have that, oddly enough, Joe, I don't have that with me.
I know, it's still gonna be more by the time the March meeting comes around.
No, the other side is already determined, that when I went through with Michelle Clark, we go through all the numbers, and
It's gonna be.
that's how I know what I presented for unassigned.
So if you add up all the unassigned fund balance totals, it's $207,640. $207,640.
And DRA recommends that you stay between a certain, like, I think it's like 7 and 17% or whatever. And we usually try and stay on the higher end of that. But I can get you the numbers. I don't know why, I thought I had that.
Just have the March meeting.
I'll have it.
Right now, it's not.
I thought I
I'm just
had-
trying to get my head wrapped around how much is there, whatever, so.
No, I do all of that. That's how I know what we can present for unassigned, to our warrant articles to take on unassigned.
I move to vote.
Vote?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Article 17, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $40,000 to be used for ZBA, zoning board adjustment, legal fees, with said funds to come from the unassigned fund balance, no amount to be raised by taxation. Majority vote required. Board of Selectmen recommends 5-0.
I'll make a motion to accept the article as written. Is this gonna be enough money?
We reached out to the attorney, and
Because we've already gone
we
over.
reached out to the attorney, and we were told that actually the amount came in less than that, and we put a buffer on it.
So we all signed that idea.
No.
We still go in court, I think it's May something.
May 13th, it's going to be heard again, and then at that point,
We'll see where
most of the
that-
work's been done, that's why there won't be as much as legal fees. All the interrogatories and depositions have been done. But on the 13th, depending on who loses, they can appeal. So it's not necessarily a done deal, but
It's never done.
Right, yes, we did go with guidance with what they advised, and then we did put,
A buffer.
we added a little bit on it, to hopefully be safe, because last year, I don't know, we were
Over.
15,000 over.
So
Even
this-
over from what we had put in?
So this is for future legal fees,
No.
not past?
Well,
Well,
we are currently in litigation right now, but
So
It's future predicted.
if the town wins the case, don't we get reimbursed legal fees?
I wish.
I wish. And then there's still, that can still be appealed.
Or
So we
Or
kind of
tax
went
rate,
with,
yeah. Individually?
we asked the attorney kind of worst case scenario, and she came back, gave us a number, and then the BOS added. We had what she was, we were comfortable with that number. So,
How come the legal fees weren't just put in the operating budget?
because it's a one-time thing.
And that would look at how much that would put,
This is coming, because that would be a tax impact, this is coming, this won't be impacting the tax rate.
and also it would impact their 2% cap. So with what they were looking at before they knew of that extra wiggle room, it would have really pushed us over. So this was a smart thing to do, we've already paid taxes on it, it's sitting in the bank, we just need to vote to use it.
Typically, what we do, I think the philosophy, or at least my philosophy behind anything that comes from unassigned, is usually one and done. It's something that we're going to do that year and that year only. It's not like ambulance, the ambulance account, the medical account, the reevaluation. Those are things you have to do every year. Like, and you'll see as we go down, there'll be some more, whatever. But like this ZBA legal issue should be one and done. Hold on, we got to
road maintenance, that's every year.
Huh?
Like road maintenance is every year.
Right.
And that's coming
Well,
from
we don't
taxation.
anticipate, I mean, I certainly,
Right.
I wouldn't have an issue if we anticipated paying out $30,000 every year to leave the ZBA legal issues. That would not, we would retain the council.
And by doing it this way, it keeps our tax rate from going up and down too. So it's kind of like, give us a flat.
You don't want that yo-yo effect.
Because I think the ZBA legal line is typically only like $3,000.
Yep.
And that's usually, there's usually within the budget for that amount. This happens to be, they appealed it, and then of course it, becomes a little bit more costly.
Move to vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Article 18, see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $80,000 to replace the gas tanks. With said funds to come from the unassigned fund balance. No work to be raised from taxation. Majority vote required. Board of Selectmen recommend 5 no.
Make a motion to accept the article as written.
I'll second that.
Well, these gas tanks over here, they're not in compliance, but they're grandfathered, but if something happens to them, they're no longer grandfathered. So
then
we
you have to
got,
update the
we
whole
got a quote from Gas Tech on what the cost was to replace it. It was just over at the time thought it was $8,000, I didn't have to pay what in front of me, but it's like $8,500. But, yeah, that's just for the gas tanks.
So are they gonna be, so if this goes through, are they gonna be replaced whether they fail or not?
Oh, they fail now, but
Oh.
because they're grandfathered, we can keep them. We keep them, but if something happens, we can't fix like the plug in the tank or whatever, because they're not, they fail that way. But because they're currently working.
No, I get that, but
It's just weird.
if they
It's
continue
odd.
to work, are they gonna be replaced if this goes through?
We're gonna get them replaced no matter what.
And it makes sense because it's not coming from taxation, it's approved for this year. So just spend the money now because you're gonna have to spend the money at some point.
And the longer you wait, the more
And
expensive.
if we don't have 80,000 sitting on the side in any account to pay for it, some tomorrow they say we got a gas leak, and it's like, we have to replace the tank.
Well, and if they're that old and they're that finicky, if it causes an issue, what's that gonna cost us? Not to mention there's houses on the other side of those woods that are,
You can guarantee all the other prices for the liabilities and stuff are going to be like that.
If you get a rush job, it's gonna cost you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have a question, Bill? You're looking at me.
No, I'll wait till.
Talk about that.
What bothers me is basically, those tanks have been there forever.
Yeah.
Every year, sometimes twice a year, we always had gas techs
Yes.
come in and take care of everything as far as maintenance and making sure stuff is safe. And we've done a lot of work over there already. Okay, they didn't have explosion-proof wiring. That's all been done by them. Why all of a sudden now is this a problem?
Because when,
The tanks aren't leaking.
right, because the pad needs to be laid, we have to put the cement pad around the containment pad, because we had,
Okay, well, it's a lot of.
because Gap Tech does that too, Joe. But we're not gonna
No,
go,
I
we're not going with their price, because they actually contracted out, and we're going directly to the contractor for that, because we have to have a pad, a containment pad. But as they were here, they were saying, the whole tanks and whatever, and the tanks are used by 4 departments. They're used by the highway, the fire, the school.
Oh,
and
yeah, I've seen
the police.
everybody. I know
Right.
everybody uses that.
So, in this way, if we can bring them up into compliance, then we're doing it. It's that way, you can't be told every, well, you're grandfathered, but if something, if that switch goes, you can't just replace the
Well,
switch.
another thing, the fuel, the tanks and the, like, gas pump, like that, whatever, is out of date and can't get passed for. Okay, so just buy that.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's, I don't think it's right either, Joe. I don't think it's right that the person who's inspecting it kind of controls the.
It's
Well,
a,
and that's the whole thing, like that. I mean, they've been taking money all these years, and all of a sudden, well, you probably got to touch a new one. I don't buy that. I've been in this business for a long, long time, working for Irving and stuff like that. It's not leaking. Just like in your boiler.
Yeah.
we want all this money on something that's not leaking. You can change that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty official thing to be done, but you didn't have to change the boiler.
No, we almost.
You chose to do so, but I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean,
Yes.
I don't know. For the underground tanks, I think, and Bill probably get them out of there.
Yeah.
Above ground tanks, it's pretty visible if you have a problem. There's nothing over there, even one iota of trying to leak. You see it. You smell it. Again, this is going to be another March one. March is going to be a good meeting. Be prepared for about 5 hours.
Rex bringing
Snacks. They go and have snacks and coffee.
Bring your lunch. Bring your lunch.
Please, that was deliberative. Had I known ahead, I would have just had got a DoorDash.
Well, the Rex brought snacks and we didn't realize.
All right, vote, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I
I know this is the thing that's just.
like. I appreciate this because it's usually me that.
Article 19, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $5,000 to add to the existing expendable trust fund for the purpose of treating milfoil and other exotic aquatic species. With said funds, this come from the unassigned fund balance, no amount to be raised by taxation. Majority vote required, Board of Selectmen recommends 5-0.
I make a motion to accept the article as written.
I'll second.
This is the usual one that we do every year.
Typical.
And I
We
believe,
do get money from, when they have to go do like the diving or whatever, the state typically, I think we get a grant for half of what that costs.
and I believe somebody in town does make a donation
Sometimes they do,
to
yes.
this
Yep.
of,
Yep.
I want to say it's at least $1,000 to $2,000.
I don't know. It's like 1,000 maybe, or even, I thought it was like 500. Yeah, it's.
I think it
they make
makes,
a donation.
yeah. Makes sense. Will you vote?
All
Aye.
Article 20, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $20,000, that should be $20,000 to be added to the Old Town Hall Capital Reserve Fund previously established. The said funds come from the unassigned fund balance. No amount to be raised by taxation. Majority vote required. Board of Selectmen recommends 5-0.
I make a motion to accept the article as written. Second.
This is another one.
So currently, there is an Old Town Hall Capital Reserve Fund. The roof is leaking, so we're gonna need to get that.
Oh, right.
Probably sure there are, I think, a few boards on the outside that need to be replaced, so.
Yes.
And then again, just trying to keep some money in there so we don't have some large unexpected, or we've had issues with the heat in here as well, or the AC.
Or the sub pump.
Both, we've had heat and AC
Yeah.
issues, so.
And then the sub pump that was freezing.
Well, yeah, that was, most of it's much.
And then didn't the boiler get like shut off or something like that?
So,
And then shorted?
but now that's out blue because the whole range of the parking lot.
What was shut off for years
Water
ago?
coming in and stuff.
Maybe it was upstairs.
Yes, and we, one of them, well, they were fixed. And, well, they, at the time, whichever ones were broken were fixed. They've been broken more and they've broken since then.
It was the real.
But yeah, so this is gonna be for any repairs that we have for this building, which.
How old is this capital, this fund?
This is a newer one.
Right. This has only been like, what, a year or two?
No, that's
this
the one
is
from municipal.
Oh.
2009.
Oh.
How much is in there?
$230.
How much?
$230.
Okay.
Old buildings cost a lot of money.
Well, I mean, they drained that down, I think, when they refurbished the whole building, when they, when they did that matching funds or whatever, they did a big rehab of all, the building here. Because we got matching funds for that L chip. Nice plastic, we have a nice paperwork I have to fill out each year.
Do we ever get the phone line in here?
Say that again?
You're working on it. Are they?
No?
Well,
Consolidated.
yeah.
That's all you have to say.
Motion.
I moved to move.
All right, all approved?
Aye.
Article 21, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 to be added to the police gear and equipment capital reserve fund previously established. The said funds to come from the unassigned fund balance. No amount to be raised by taxation. Majority vote required. Board of Selectmen recommends 5-1.
I make a motion to approve the article as written. Second.
How much is in this fund?
It would be, this was started last year, 10,000, and whatever got pulled out of this year, I don't know off the top of my head how much has been used out of it. I don't know off the top of my head.
What's it supposed to be used for?
This
For
year.
Well, I get that,
Fair to,
but-
pay officers,
Well, it's that.
From what I understood from the chief is that it's for, like, you know, he goes as like a new hire and he has to do like a full, complete uniform or dressing or however you want to.
But he has a uniform line and he has ammunition line and he
The
has...
chief's uniform is.
No, not
oh,
the
okay,
chief's
that's not
uniform. He's
actually-
got a uniforms line.
Yeah,
20
well, and those are for like when they need to like get new, like the current employees are getting like their uniforms because they've had them for like a year or two and or they get ripped or something.
Not only that, but
It
it's
seems
just,
to be like if
So
you
basically-
get a grant for body.
Vest.
And the vest is the biggest
Exactly.
thing.
Basically, it's always been pretty close to the same cost when I was doing like that, whatever. About $10,000 if they hired someone random off the street.
yeah.
Yeah,
The outfit, all the clothes, the vest,
Yep.
everything, the belt, everything.
everything,
About 10 grand.
yeah.
So,
I mean, the vest
That's just
alone
one
is a
officer.
huge chunk, yeah.
So it begs the question, how many officers do we have full-time now? And we have room for 4.
No, we
Yeah.
got room for 3.
No, we have 4. We could do 4 if,
So having said,
no, it's budgeted for.
Well, but we are budgeted for a full-time chief and 2 full-time officers. He has it budgeted that it's like a full-time like sergeant position and then an officer position. So it'd be 3 full-time police
Okay.
officers.
How many
It used to be
part-time?
4, it should still be 4.
Currently one.
No, that's been, the 3 has been for a few years now.
No, I said it used to be 4.
Yeah,
It should still be 4, is what I'm saying.
so roughly like that, it doesn't matter if you're part-time or full-time, it's going to be the same amount of cost.
to dress them.
So if he has these open positions and he fills them immediately, he's going to be in the deficit already.
So,
So
yeah,
I would
so the idea is to get this capital reserve fund with a balance that's, acceptable, and then what will happen is it'll probably come off and see if what's being used, and then potentially go to a tax, become a tax credit, because we're just trying to establish it, and get it to see how much gets used out of it.
Well, and then the other thing he's doing too, which makes sense, which other chiefs never did, is he's asking his part-time staff to commit to at least 3 or 4 shifts a month.
Yeah.
Versus some of our other
There's only
chiefs,
one.
it was like, oh, well, they only want to do like, 1 shift every 3 months.
The problem is you can spend 10 grand like that, you have some kind of a commitment.
And that's exactly what he's
So
done.
I want to play devil's advocate, and I know you voted on one of this, and again, I'll bring it from March, but this building has been renovated, and that there are no scheduled repairs for this building for a while, because there's no money to do so. Okay? There's not much to be done other than a wish list, really. I'm going to vote that we may take $10,000 out of the capital reserve for this, and give it to the police department, in case they have more hires, now you have the money to do so. Just move the $10,000 from one to the other. And I think we have a smarter way of doing it.
Bring lots of snacks.
So,
Have Carly's on speed dial.
So to refute that, Joe, is we have to have roof repair. I don't know if that's gonna run.
you had what here?
Roof
repair. We have a leak in that.
Oh, the roof, oh, I
Yeah.
didn't hear that, the roof is leaking?
Yes, the roof is leaking and there's some.
There goes your
Yes.
How do you do, how are you with shingles?
I just got some brand new glasses the other day, I'll get some brand new hearing aids.
And there's some panels on the side that are rotted over
Yes,
there.
yes, there's some all front.
That's part you gotta be careful about too is because now that we took money from the state, the historical society, whatever, before you can do all these repairs, you have to have another May to do it as well, anything.
Are we out of another May I?
No, we got another 10 years. I thought it was done this year, and I think, well, it might be 30, but I think it's 35. I don't know. I fill out the report each year at the end. It has to be filled out by the end of the year.
Move to vote.
Move to vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Article 22, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $20,000 to be added to the fire gear and equipment capital reserve fund previously established, with said funds to come from the unassigned fund balance. No amount to be raised by taxation, majority vote required. Board of Selectmen recommends 5 no.
I make a motion that we accept the article as written.
How much is in this fund?
This is a newer one too, right?
This one last year funded at, I think, 10,000, and I think he used pretty much all the money that was in there. You gotta realize, I think we brought on
a bunch of.
We brought on a new bunch of more volunteers, and Chris, they're dual certified, so they have to be equipped and whatnot, so, but yes, I believe we probably pretty much arranged that for this year.
Also, the fire department, NFPA make recommendations on the usage of gear. Yeah, it has to be swapped out every so often, whatever. So, once you hit those guidelines.
And again, the idea would be to eventually have this one move over to a budget in tax refund, but it's newly established, we're trying to get it up and going and see. Right now, we expect to be using one because we're bringing one to finish, but if that's steady off.
Aye.
Aye.
Article 23, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $15,000 to be used to purchase a cardiac monitor with said funds to come from the unassigned fund balance. No amount to be raised by taxation. Majority vote required. Board of Selectmen recommends 5 no.
I make a motion to accept the article as written. Second. Sorry, my throat's dropping. Here we go. This is another no-brainer because how much
This is
is?
going to be expiring soon.
Why?
So we need to replace it.
The AED is expiring.
Well, it's not an AED, it's a defibrillator, which is a lot more. The cardiac.
That thing, whatever.
Where's it going to be located?
Almost same difference.
In the ambulance.
Where?
In the ambulance.
It's not a portable one.
It's not one of the ones that like anybody can use. It's, you have to have
Oh, okay.
It's for EKGs and
your medic.
all your
It's
vitals.
for the ambulance.
So, move to vote. Move to vote.
Aye.
Article 24, pursuant to RSA 72:28, see if the town will vote to increase the optional Veterans Tax credit to $750. Majority vote required. Board of Selectmen recommends 5 no. The Budget Committee recommendation due to being a non-fiscal requirement.
You can vote on it if you want, and I'll put the recommends in there if you choose to do that.
Sure.
I mean, there's only a few of them, so I think
Motion to accept.
What is it now?
Did you make a motion?
No, on
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second it. I believe it's at 400 now.
Yes.
Yes.
So you get
And the thing
200
is,
per
the thing is, we want to try to adopt the all veterans. Remember that
Yeah,
last year?
thank you,
Yeah.
because we never adopted it to
You
begin
were
with.
right, yeah, we couldn't, so.
I think it's that, wait till the next time.
So they both have to be the same. So if
Yes.
we adopt the all veterans at 750, we have to make the standard optional
Up to
750.
750. Well, it should be. Yeah.
So if Article 25 gets voted in, will Article 24 go away?
No,
No,
we
we
have to
still have
have
both of them.
it. It doesn't make sense, but we have to have it. Because everybody will get the all veterans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Which would be great because then John would qualify.
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
Article 25, pursuant to RSA 72:28-B, to see if the town will vote to adopt the all veterans
motion to accept as read.
I'll second it.
No discussion, other than that, I am really happy to see this on here.
I am
And
too.
it's right, we separated all else.
My husband will be very happy.
Yeah.
I'm
So you
so.
voted, let's vote.
Aye.
Turn home stretch. Turn left.
Article 26, pursuant to RSA 72:29-A, the see if the town will vote to increase the veterans' tax credit for survivors post to $1,000. Majority vote required. Board of Selectmen recommends 5-0. No budget committee recommendation due to being non-fiscal article.
I make a motion to accept the article as written.
I'll second. What is this one currently?
You know what, I was just looking at this and I'm thinking,
Do we even have one?
No, we do have it.
Yeah, we have it, yeah.
Is it?
I should buy that.
have that.
We don't have very many people, that's if somebody dies in combat too, it's not just somebody who's
Right.
surviving, veteran.
So I feel like you're supposed to bet.
I can tell you in a minute.
Car accident, going to Walmart.
No, but you would still get the other, yeah.
Which would be really helpful, we've got that. Probably just say it costs a little
I
more.
thought it, I thought it was $1,000.
No, I don't think it's $1,000. Hold on. Might have to be in
I'll make
spreadsheet.
the I'd say we want to, but I don't remember. I'm just curious to see what that one, how much that one is.
700,
That was 700, okay.
it's 700 right
I
now.
just found it, 700.
At least we agree.
Is the 1,000 the highest it could go up to? Sorry, I should have asked you that.
I don't know.
My bad.
Um,
I'm just curious.
I don't know, but we looked at like what other towns,
Yeah.
area
Yeah.
towns were finding and we tried to stay in.
Yeah, other towns vary from between 700 to 2,000. The majority is 700.
Because I know like each of them have like a maximum that we can even have, so.
I'm guessing it's 2,000 because we a couple times
Okay.
we have that.
Yeah, because I know New Durham does 2,000.
How many veterans do we have? Like, what is this tax impact going to be?
Well, right now, there's not a whole lot because we don't have the all veterans tax credit. So you have to qualify with certain medals and time frames of serving.
So like if
for
you're,
tax credit.
if you serve during combat time right now, those are the people that would qualify.
40, right now, in last year's book, it was an estimated tax credit of $43,600.
How much will the impact if we increase it or whatever?
You don't know, it's until people
People have to apply.
You have to apply for it and get approved, so you don't know until it happens.
Yeah, we don't know how many
But
veterans there are.
it's the right thing to do for people who serve their country, I think. It's not too much to ask. I mean, I don't think, whether you served during wartime or not, you still served and you took that chance. It's not your fault there wasn't a war when you signed up, you know? I always hate that because it's like, okay, I'm sorry that I didn't enlist while there was a war going on. Maybe I should have.
I'm sorry I didn't go to Iraq.
Yeah. Sorry.
Move to vote.
Aye. See, now you're warming me up. I'm ready to go, Joe.
Save it for March.
I'm going to save it for the last one. I got a few things.
Article 27, pursuant to RSA 72:35, to see if the town will vote to increase the veterans' tax credit for service connected total disability to $4,000. Majority vote required. Board of Selectmen recommends 5-0. No budget committee recommendation due to being a non-fiscal article.
I make a motion to accept the article as written.
I'll second it.
What's it at now?
2,000.
2,000, yeah.
That one I knew.
Yeah, me too. We have a lot of those. And just so people know too, this is other in me, because we have to make sure that residents know, if you get, they changed the law now, if you get the disabled with disability when you can't get the all veterans. So 4,000 instead of 2,000, but you're giving up the 400.
So you don't get to have all of them added up
Right.
But you're still gonna get more than what you were
before. Yes. I move to vote.
Aye.
Aye.
This is the last one you'll vote on, Doug. The last two are petition warrant
Article 28, see if the town will vote to add and merge the following town property to the existing town forest into RSA 31:110 to be managed by the Town Conservation Commission and the provisions of RSA 31:112. And to authorize the placement of any proceeds which may accrue from said forest management into the conservation fund, which shall be allowed to accumulate from year to year as provided by RSA 31:113, majority vote required. Map 26, lot 31, approximately 8.5 acres on Moose Mountain Road. Map 26, lot 31, sublot 001, approximately 8.1 acres on Moose Mountain Road. Map 11, lot 1, sublot 001, approximately 214 acres off Drew Drive, Jesse Mountain. Board of Selectmen recommends 5-0. No budget committee recommendation due to being a non-fiscal article.
I make a motion to accept the articles written. Makes sense. In many, many ways.
Where are the proceeds going now?
They go into the conservation fund.
Do we
But if
Well,
they, if they're getting money
we-
from this, if, you know what I mean?
Well, as of right now, we're not getting any money because they're not being
Right.
merged.
Right.
So once they're merged, like, how do we get money?
Well,
I'm
it's
just gonna, like-
approved from if they do any forest management, for, you know what I mean? And, you know, and I know the Conservation Committee has talked about doing some forest management down Moose Mountain as well as Jesse, but they don't, it's not been yet for subdivision, so they're not doing anything. Yeah, I do want to get a forester, things to come in and say, you know, should we do anything? If we should, you know, what would you recommend?
Are there any downsides to doing this?
Well, if we don't do it and then the board decides to sell off the land or anything like that, then you have to worry about more people coming in, more people building, more
Are there any downsides to doing this?
They're not going to build up in front of Jesse.
Well, with the way some of the land use laws are going,
There's no way to drill a well up there. No way room for second cement. I've been up there some
There is a house
You're not
up
building
there.
nothing.
You know those properties,
No garage.
I don't love it a lot.
Excuse me?
There's a house in the bride up there, very good.
Way up, but they access it from the New Durham side, from my
No,
understanding.
we've accessed it from Drew Drive up
Really?
up there, yeah.
Oh, I never
Really?
did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some millionaire like that has a big shooting range up there.
This is like all falling down and
it's like
it's like a
Alaskan.
party place, honestly.
Well, if that's
Gonna
our
share
property,
beer cans and stuff
that,
in it.
if this gets voted in, we have to tear that down, you know. It's a liability to the town. And all this property, and all this
Yeah.
property, if it's town-owned property, you have to let the insurance company put a trimester in it, because that's all extra liability they have.
It's currently town property now, it's just whether we.
So that
It's just
house is a
classified.
liability to the town now anyways.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's whether we just put it into conservation or not.
It's one way to keep our town what we want, which is a small rural town. Have it in conservation, it's protected. You don't have to worry about some wackadoodle coming along and saying, let's sell off a bunch of land. And then it gets subdivided down and the way the state wants to mandate us to go down to 2 acres. So. I don't have to worry about it. I got neighbors everywhere.
Article 29, see the town.
You don't have to, you don't have to.
Well, she can read them though, so.
You can read it, but you don't need to vote.
Right,
No,
yeah,
you
we
don't need to
vote, but I just think we should.
All right, no, but they're petition warrant articles, so there's no recommendation from the board either. Okay, go ahead.
Article 29, to see if the town of Middleton will vote pursuant to RSA 41:8-E to decrease the size of the select board from 5 members to 3 members. Article 30, to see if the town
So,
So is there gonna be like an option, like next to
No. No, this is gonna be a town meeting. This will be a town meeting.
you can vote on it, and everybody can vote to say, yes, we want to do this, but the selectmen put the policy
It'll be
in.
noted that that's information only and that it does not overrule what the selectmen put in for policy last year.
And I'll say this, if it ever does become available that animals can start coming back into the buildings, I will never vote and agree to spend any money to fix up what animals have damaged, because that municipal office smelled like a nasty kennel for a while. Or any lawsuit that comes from it. It's common sense to have a policy, you know.
This is like, the way they have this,
It's-
it's leashed or otherwise.
I think the article is it's a waste of time and done on emotions, and if somebody spent this much time working on this, on something more productive, then imagine what this town could be like. And then, as for Article 29, if this goes into effect, it doesn't go into effect immediately, it will be next year, and the entire board would have to re-up. So it's not like whoever gets voted for 3
It would
years.
be a 3-year position, a 2-year position, and a 1-year position.
Yeah, so whoever gets voted for 3 years this year, well, guess what? You have to put your name back on the ballot next year. You're not safe.
So chooses.
Yeah. So, and you have to be willing to actually put in the work, which there's a handful of us in here that know how much work it is. Joking back.
Article 30, the town policy. Just doubles out to one of those service dogs.
No, service dogs are allowed.
Yes.
That is in the policy.
Yeah.
It says.
I mean, I figured that, but I want to ask.
No, it's right on the door over there.
Yes. See what happens when you get all the facts?
Yeah, closing the public hearing at 7:21. Perfect. Do we need to have a meeting Monday night?
I don't think so.
No.
It is a holiday.
It is a holiday.
No, I really think Christine didn't talk too much, you know, some of the.
I know. Mike Road's a little hurting, parched. I didn't even go through my can of water.
I'm good with canceling Monday night.
Yep.
So then your next meeting.
You're nervous? So our next meeting is
March
March.
16th.
After town meeting?
Town meeting, so then who your people are, so nobody.
Nobody
signed up.
ran. We're gonna start right
What do you
with
mean?
Andrea.
So how many
We have
positions?
2 budget committee positions.
There may be a third.
I have a link, I gotta reach out to them.
You're running on the road, so, you know, somebody could be a write-in.
I have nothing to do with anything online. I do not do any social media. So if you have an issue with anything that's on social media with the town, speak to Tim Crennan.
I'm gonna go to Jim.
I was just questioning that, because only like certain positions.
I know. Yeah, just
Certain positions were posted,
Only
but
the
not all of them, so I was
only the
questioning.
positions
not
where
right,
somebody
because-
put themselves up for, which it should have been everything
Oh,
open
yeah.
and said,
Because
No
you
one.
can write it, because, you know.
Yep.
Right, so that was kind of like my thing,
Same.
it's like why.
Andrea has a
But I
question.
will ask.
I'm just
Any
saying,
supervisor,
Andrea.
Where am I seeing people, why are only some positions there, but not all of them? That, I don't think that's very fair.
So you have openings for budget committee?
Yes,
Two.
But there will probably be a third for appointed after she's
After
running
election.
for board of selectmen.
She's running for a school board.
So, and there's 2 openings for supervisors with
I hate to
chapters,
see
4
you go,
years.
but I think you're good over there.
Also, I don't see online, we have a moderator position open, which anybody knows anybody that needs to be, or wants to be a moderator.
Christine, I don't know why you don't do that. Be like, shut up and sit down.
Maybe there's a good town meeting coming, so we have nobody to run the meeting. The election.
Is Jack completely out of town now?
Yes,
He sold the house is sold or
They have to be a resident?
Yes, and everybody I've reached out to is not,
What about the All right, one sure. that did the school?
I reached out.
She's like, after that, no.
Hey, Joe, want a
Did
job?
you listen to that? I know.
To be moderator.
I'm busy that day.
I have,
Sitting in the
I missed all the.
Do we have somebody?
Going around and getting.
Do we have?
I have somebody that is willing to do town meeting. My big thing is I need somebody for town elections.
sit
You gotta run
there.
the election. No, it's more than just sitting there.
It's more than
just sitting there. It's a lot
It's
more
a lot
than
of
just
work,
sitting.
but
You have to verify that the actual voting machine's right. You have to have people to call or something.
No, that's what ballot clerks do.
that's the easy.
No, you stand up and do jack. You
Yeah.
gotta know
So
your
when
law.
somebody
you
complains,
gotta-
say it like
it's
that,
going out
you
to
should
vote,
add-
it's going to the election.
Make sure people know they're voting and all that.
Make sure nobody has a T-shirt on with, some.
Did you get somebody to fill in for ballot clerk? I'm working on moderator right now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna hit up Patty, and I'm gonna hit up, I don't know.
John Office is even moderator.
He was at one time, but I don't.
Patty can do ballot
I think he is.
Andrea.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting
Ballot clerk.
at 7:24.
A second. All in favor?
Aye. Okay.